an innovation going on in Poland, and it's about teaching languages and it's about teaching in general. This revolution, I would say, takes place at the very local level at the moment, hoping it will go higher and it will go into the Ministry of Education as well. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to implement CLIL at the primary level of education in the school that I own and in the school in which I'm the headmaster. Before I start, I would like to ask you a question so that it will be easy for me to address you. How many of you are not for how many of you English is not the first language of communication? Can you raise your hands? Well, half. And how many of you have been, how many of you are satisfied with the way you've been taught English during your education? None. Yeah, none. Well, I'm the same because I've been taught the ways that, well, could be much better. I've been learning English for the last 20 years or so. So, well, and the most of the learning is what I did myself, not the school did for me. What I will try to do today is briefly introduce you into CLIL, but probably most of you have heard about it. Then I will tell you about the innovation I'm doing in my school, which is named Smart School, about some aims, rules, and how do we teach English and what's different in the way we do it to the way it's popular in Poland. And some bits about CLIL teachers that I'm striving to find. So what is CLIL? CLIL is an abbreviation for Content Language Integrated Learning. It's one of the buzzwords now in the ELT market, but it's been on the market for the last 40 years nearly. It started in Germany, where Germany and France had a treaty about cooperation in between the two countries, and it was also about teaching the language of this neighborhood country in France and in Germany, and that's where it all started in the 1970s. And it's been on in Europe for quite a long time. What is it? It's teaching a subject such as, for example, geography through English to the learners, of course, for whom English is not the first language. And what's the most important, I believe, is that it's not the language that is important, it's the content that is still what is to be taught, but it's just the language that changes in teaching this specific content in this specific subject. What I did, because in the Polish educational system there are no rules governing the CLIL-oriented teaching at the level of primary school, because there are some regulations concerning the secondary level of education, but they are still very basic. I thought I need a document that will tell me and my teaching staff how to do it, and then I can evaluate and assess it. So I've prepared a document which is, the name is, sorry, what did I do? Oh, there it is. English is everywhere. This is the Polish version, Edukacja Dwujęzyczna, Kształcenie Zintegrowane, which translates into English as bilingual education in integrated learning.